Welcome back to Bike Beat, the 2025 Honda Fury. This bike has always stood out in Honda's lineup as the brand's most radical chopper-styled cruiser, and for 2025 it continues to combine unmistakable attitude with the dependability and engineering precision that Honda is known for. If you've ever wanted the look and feel of a custom chopper without the headaches of building one, this machine is made to capture your attention. Let's take our time with it, break down the design, the performance, and what it feels like to imagine yourself behind the bars of a bike that was clearly built to make a statement. The first thing that strikes you is the silhouette. From across the parking lot, the Fury doesn't look like a typical production motorcycle. It looks more like something that rolled out of a one-off custom shop. The raked front end stretches way forward, the teardrop fuel tank flows into a sculpted frame, and the wheelbase is stretched to a full 71 inches. That length alone changes everything about how this bike presents itself. It's low, long, and lean, with a seat height of just 26.7 inches. When you throw a leg over, you don't feel perched on top, you feel sunken down into the machine, like the bike wraps around you rather than you sitting above it. The low stance makes it accessible for riders of different heights, while still giving that dramatic custom profile. Chrome plays a big part in the Fury's character too. The dual exhaust pipes glisten as they sweep back, and the V-twin engine itself is a centerpiece with its polished fins and clean lines. Honda has cleverly tucked the radiator away so that the liquid cooling doesn't spoil the traditional vibe. Fenders are minimal, cables are neatly routed, and the entire profile stays uncluttered, which really makes the Fury look like a true custom that somehow rolled straight off a dealer showroom. But a bike is only as good as what's inside, and Honda equips the Fury with a big displacement 1,312 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin. This is a 52-degree engine that makes use of a single-pin crankshaft, which gives it that signature rumble and uneven pulse that riders crave. Dual counterbalancers smooth out the worst of the vibration, so you get the throb without feeling like your fillings are going to rattle out. Fueling is handled by Honda's PGM-FI fuel injection system, which means no fuss with carburetors, no difficult cold starts, just smooth and predictable throttle response whether you're idling through town or rolling on out on the highway. Power delivery goes through a 5-speed manual transmission, which fits the cruiser role perfectly. It doesn't need 6 or 7 gears, it's about relaxed torque and usable pull rather than frantic shifting. What makes this package even better is the use of a shaft final drive. In a segment where many cruisers rely on chains or belts, the shaft drive is a major advantage. It's cleaner, requires far less maintenance, and looks right at home with the Fury's minimalist styling. Riding comfort and control depend heavily on suspension, and here Honda has balanced the look of a hardtail chopper with the reality of a bike you can actually ride. Up front you'll find a 45mm telescopic fork with just over 5 inches of travel. Out back there's a single shock hidden beneath the frame, with adjustable rebound damping and a 5-position preload adjuster, offering about 3.7 inches of travel. Visually, the rear looks rigid, but the shock does its job, giving you a ride that's firm but not punishing. Stopping power comes from a 336mm front disc with a twin-piston caliper and a 296mm rear disc, both backed up by standard ABS. That's another nod to modern practicality. Style is king, but safety hasn't been forgotten. On the road, the Fury is exactly what it looks like. This isn't a bike designed to snake through tight canyon switchbacks like a sport machine. Instead, it thrives on long, straight highways and wide, sweeping curves. The long wheelbase and raked front forks slow the steering considerably, so you're not flicking this bike side to side. What you get instead is incredible straight-line stability. Once you're rolling, the weight, around 675 pounds wet, disappears into a planted, confident feel. At low speeds you will notice the heft, especially during tight turns or in parking lots, but the low seat and wide handlebars give you leverage to manage it. The riding position is pure cruiser, feet forward, arms slightly stretched, back upright and relaxed. It's a position that says you're not in a hurry. What really sets the Fury apart, though, is its unique positioning. There are plenty of cruisers on the market, and there are plenty of custom choppers if you're willing to pay and wait for a build. But few, if any, production motorcycles blend the radical chopper look with everyday usability the way the Fury does. It's essentially a factory custom. You get reliability, warranty support, proven engineering, fuel injection, ABS, shaft drive, all the things that most choppers don't have, while still getting that dramatic stretched look and loud personality. For riders who have always dreamed of a custom but didn't want the headaches, this is a one-of-a-kind solution. Now, let's talk about price. The 2025 Honda Fury comes in with a base MSRP of $11,499 in the US, plus a destination charge of about $775. That puts it squarely in the middle of the big displacement cruiser category. When you consider what you're getting: a large V-twin, shaft drive, custom styling that would normally cost thousands in aftermarket work, the value is clear. Yes, there are cheaper cruisers out there, but none look like this right off the showroom floor. And there are more expensive customs, but few can match Honda's bulletproof reliability. For many riders, that balance of price, presence, and dependability is exactly what makes the Fury appealing. Of course, no bike is perfect, and the Fury has its compromises. Handling in tight spaces is never going to match a smaller cruiser or a standard motorcycle. The weight is real, and you'll feel it if you're trying to U-turn on a narrow street. Fuel efficiency isn't a highlight, nor is long-distance touring comfort if you want luggage, wind protection, or space for a passenger. The rear seat exists, but it's minimal, and anyone riding pillion for more than a short hop will probably be asking for brakes. If you're the kind of rider who wants ultimate practicality, maximum cornering clearance, or everyday commuter versatility, the Fury won't be your first choice. But that's not what it's trying to be. It's built to stand out, to deliver presence, and to make you feel like you're riding something special every time you thumb the starter. For the right rider, the Fury is an absolute gem. Maybe you're someone who loves the idea of a chopper but doesn't want to sacrifice reliability. Maybe you've been riding standard cruisers for years and you're ready to step up to something that gets noticed everywhere it goes. Or maybe you just want a motorcycle that looks like it rolled straight out of a magazine feature on custom bikes, but you also want to be able to ride it every weekend without carrying a toolkit in your saddlebag. For those riders, the 2025 Honda Fury hits a sweet spot. Comparisons to other bikes in the category help highlight its uniqueness. Harley-Davidson has cruisers with plenty of chrome and attitude, but none come from the factory with this kind of stretched, raked stance. Yamaha's Starline has some radical machines, but the shaft drive and Honda engineering tilt the balance. Kawasaki and Suzuki offer competitive cruisers, but again, none look quite like this. The Fury almost occupies its own space. It's not trying to compete head-to-head with touring cruisers or performance cruisers. It's carving out a lane where styling, presence, and the custom experience are front and center. That's our deep dive into the 2025 Honda Fury here on BikeBeat. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future reviews and ride tests. Drop a comment below. Would you take the Fury home, or is there another cruiser that speaks more to your style? Either way, thanks for riding along with us today, and until next time, ride safe, ride bold, and keep the passion alive.